Hello everybody, James Wallings here, and we're here for a new season start in Formula 1. It's time for the F1 2012 World Championship. So, after Williams-Barker dominated trade 11 season though, after 3 days we took a break then, we're finally back again. For the first time doing this, we're doing the 2012 Formula 1 season though. 24 cars, 12 teams, 90 races, and we've got a little good chance for this one though, for the first qualifier for this one though. Hopefully this will be very good after the final race in Brazil. Hopefully this first race in Australia during Melbourne though will do very better for this one though. Last season was very best to see how these drivers took part in Melbourne though, so hopefully how this race will be very better for this one after last season though. We'll have to say lights didn't work at all, so hopefully how this will be very good for this race track though. Here at this circuit in Melbourne for the first race of the season, so we can't wait for this. Now, this is very different for qualifying though. I was planning to do a good position like a race lap for qualifying, but I decided not to do a band that, unfortunately though, guys. So, for this one though, we're going to do a 3-stage qualifying setup for this one though, because in the first qualifying setup though, the top 70 driver will go into the Q2, and the final 7 will drop out from this first session. The second qualifying segment will take place from 11 to 17, then be knocked out in Q2, and the top 10 will move into the final qualifying session though. Qualifying 3 will see the top 10 driver and see which one of these drivers will get that pole position for this one though, for the race tomorrow. And hopefully this will be very better for our 24 drivers though. So without further ado, let's actually see some new drivers and new teams on the block. Lotus Rare became Lotus F1 team for the 2012 season though, and they have the 2007 World Champion Kimi Räikkönen and the French Romain Grosjean. Hopefully to see in the back for this one though. McLaren switched their drivers 3 and 4. Hopefully this will be very better for this one for the season though. Hulkenberg is back in Formula 1 again with joining Force India though. At Toro Rosso, there are 2 new drivers replacing Bremy and August Rowe. That are Daniel Ricciardo and Sean Wickfern, the new rookie. And then we've got Bruno Senna, who's come back to Formula 1 with partner Pastor Maldonado though. Lotus F1 became Caterham F1 team now, with Caroline Petrov. Trade 10 world champion of Roblox F1 is joined the HR team alongside Noël Cartiquet. So the Trade 10 champion F1 is back again. And finally, Virgin became Worcester F1 team with Timo Glock and a new rookie, Charles Pick. So, can't wait to see how these new teams will do on the block though for the first race of the 2012 season though. After 2011 though, we'll hopefully how these 24 cars will do better for this one though. We can't wait to see how the season started in Melbourne for this one though. We've got a lot of good statements. We've got new flags, many good races, new podium trophies, and many more champagne for this one though. And hopefully we'll get this. So we'll get ready for qualifying 1 now to begin now, and hopefully this will be very better to see how this progress goes for that. Yeah, it will be very better for me then, guys. Well, the green lights are on right now, and the first qualifying session will get underway right now. And the first stop of the both Red Bulls are Vettel and Webber. So, this is the first qualifying setup of the 2012 season though. So remember, the top 17 drivers will make it to the second part of the session, while the 5 will have to make place for the back of the field though. Vettel stopped for his first lap for the 2012 season though, and so will Mark Webber though. So, both of the Red Bull team had a good performance in from the 2011 season though. Hopefully this will be very better for this one though, for Vettel and Webber though. So, after Vettel had 2 wins last season though, he has a good performance to try to get this car back on foot though. Webber in his home Grand Prix for the first race of the season though has been bad. He got that one and only win in the last in USA though. So hopefully how this track will be very good for the first race of the 2012 season though. So let's see. Vettel and Webber doing well their best right now to go through this Australian circuit in Albert Park. While the 5 car goes Vettel though. Let's see what the laptop will do. Remember the 17 will not comment to old right across the line then. Vettel said 41.6041 and Webber said 41.540. So Webber has gone quicker than Vettel in this first qualifying session though. So the team time to beat for 17th, not let into the 17th place car has done his lap right now. So good job there for Vettel and Webber though. Webber's quicker than Vettel though. Right, but McLaren's the next stop though. Jensen, Button, and Lewis Hamilton ready to go now. So let's see what they could do for this one though. Button's off for his lap time though. So is Hamilton though. So Button was has got a lot of points from Hamilton for the 2011 real life season though, so that's why Bar got the number 3 and Hamilton's got the number 4 for this one though. First season for the team though, and hopefully these two drivers will do very better for this one though after last season though. They did not get any wins last season though, they had a poor performances though. Hamilton did well to get that one up in the championship though, but had a good season for this one though. But hasn't won any races just yet though for this one though. He will probably might have one later soon in the future though. By the way, on this lap for this first race of the season though, here in Australia though, let's see where Bo will go for this lap time though. Cross the line and he's only just 41.518. That's a good lap on that. Hamilton 41.415, actually quicker than Mark Webber, and he's got on pole position. So Hamilton and Button done a lap right now, and he's like Lewis is on pole, but I think he's in second place. Good job for McLaren to get better after last season though in 2011. Now we're gonna see this driver. Fernando Alonso won this race last season though for Ferrari, and for Massa though didn't do well after they got that win in Abu Dhabi though last season though. So Alonso was racing with this track last season though. Could he make it another victory here? Sauber got another dominant victory, but this time it was Perez though who got that win though last race of the season though in Brazil back on Monday. So hopefully, how will the two Scuderia's Ferrari drivers for Alonso and the Massa though will do better after 2011? The 2020 was either going to be very bad for these drivers though. As for Alonso and for Felipe though, looking very better for this track though. Nothing about this camera though, but hopefully we'll fix it later on for the race soon. Alonso crossed the line 41.645 and Massa's there 41.609. So Ferrari has gone better after last season. Well, their lap time very better for this, but I think they will be behind both of the Red Bulls. So it's both of the McLarens, both Red Bulls, and both of the Ferraris then after the first 6 tries to complete this lap. So both Ferrari haven't done really better after trying to beat McLaren though, but let's see how Mercedes would do. Mike Schumacher and Nico Rosberg. So both Mercedes though, Schumacher got 4th place here a lot 2 times in this 2010-2011 season though. 2 times finishing in 4th place though. Rosberg hasn't faced any of these races of Australia before because he crashed out the last 2 races ago though. And this is going to be very, hopefully, this will be very better than the championship after that win he had in Singapore. So hopefully Rosberg will do better for this season though, as they're going to turn 11 and 12 then. This is need to be very best for Mercedes though. They want to get back on target after their good performances last season though. So Schumacher towards the Ferrari car right now so far. Let's see what the lap time will be for him. Let's cross the line now. And he's only 41.737. Rosberg of 41.699. So Bombers say not having good start for this one here in Australia then. They might be in danger here to be knocked out in this session. Okay, so the 2 drivers coming back into Formula 1. Kimi Räikkönen, the 2007 World Champion, is off for his lap there for Lotus. And Romain Grosjean is off for his lap to return back to Formula 1 with after winter days, yeah. So, these drivers are doing better to see how they would see these for the first time ever though. So Räikkönen and Grosjean in this first race of the Roblox season though will hopefully do better for those. As for Kimi though, the 2017 Ferrari champion needs to be very better to see how this one would do better for this. Grosjean is his first race for this one though, for Lotus though, and hopefully this will be very better for these 2 drivers though as they go through the circuit itself though. How will Kimi and Grosjean do well in this first race for Lotus though? Here they come onto the Ferrari car right now so far, and Räikkönen goes at 41.589. What about Romain? A 41.519. That's 70 times quicker than Räikkönen there. Actually 80 times quicker though. That is very good for these 2 French drivers. I mean, it's Grosjean ahead of Räikkönen for this first race. Good job for that. So Paul di Resta in the Force India though, the Scotsman off his lap though, and then returning Nico Hülkenberg for the Force India team, replacing Sato for this season on their lap right now. So the first race of the season for this one for Hülkenberg to join this team, to join Paul di Resta alongside him though. This is going to be very good for this one for Force India though after last season though. They had their first last unfortunately though from last season's 2011 though, so hopefully this will be very better for this first race of the season in Australia though. Di Resta and Hülkenberg looking their best now to see how this first qualifier of the season will do better for this one though. As they go into turn 30 and 40 right now. Looking good on the photo there. As they come out to the fire, complete their lap right now. So Di Resta, good luck from him. and Hulkenberg 41.488 for Dresden though, and Hulkenberg 41.588, only just 110 for these two drivers. Wow, Hulkenberg and Dresden are not that far back though, and I think they might place in 4th, and Hulkenberg might be in 9th place, I think it would be, for this one. So we can see that Hamilton is quickly faster ahead than Paul Dresden. Gross in 3rd at the bottom. Rabbit 5th. Hulkenberg up into 6th place for Force in Gio. Raikkonen in 7th. Vettel 8th. Massa 9th. Alonso 10th. And both of them Mercedes are in dangerous trouble for the back of the field. They're in 11th and 12th. And hopefully they got a lot more fans to try to stay in the top 17 to keep them going. But there's still more to come though for this one. Now, Sauber. Got that win last season though for Sergio Perez though. Kobayashi though. Well, we had that win in Brazil last season though, but I don't think Perez is off course. Oh dear me. So unfortunately, Checo was not able to stay up to a deal, and he will be knocked out in qualifying after that win in Australia though. So we have a yellow flag out already though. So we got that one sorted then out though. So yeah. There's now a yellow flag out now, and we got, yep. So that is not very good for this one though. So unfortunately, Perez though, unfortunately he's not going to set up time. Unfortunately though, for this first race of the season though in Melbourne, but Kobayashi is already going across the line now, and only just a 41.820. That is a disaster point for Sauber though, with their drivers off the track though. We haven't seen this before this one though, and we'll get this track cleaned up for possibly this one though. So hopefully how this first race for Sauber though will not bet after last season's last race finale where they got that win. So it's time for the Toro Rosso new rookie drivers on the field. We got Daniel Ricciardo for Toro Rosso, and we got the new guy, Soren Kifern. So both Daniel Ricciardo and Soren Kifern are off the lap though here in Australia does. So Daniel Ricciardo for Scuderia Toro Rosso, the new lineup, the second Australian to join this way in his home Grand Prix. Frenchman Soren Fern joined after placing August Roy though, and Ricciardo placed Buemi though. So hopefully Daniel Ricciardo and Soren Fern will do better work for this one though. The Australian joined the British Grand Prix in 2011 though in real life though, while Fern joined this one in 2012. So hopefully how this one do better for this one after they didn't see them last season though. Let's see how the new driver will do better for this one though. You can see Dan Ricciardo across the line right now. 41.421 for him. And what about Fern? Fern gone on 41.911. That's a terrible lap for Soren Fern though. He's just gone sideways through the first few corners though. So hopefully Soren Fern will do better place for the race tomorrow. But I think he will be knocked out in Q1, I think it will be, when all the drivers complete their lap. Well, that's an extra good lap done for Daniel Ricciardo. He got 2nd place for Toro Rosso ahead of the Dresden Grosjean. So, looks like Perez, unfortunately, is going to be knocked out for this. And unless someone could join him if they're going off the track for this one here in this circuit in Melbourne for the first race here in Albert Park. Okay, so next up are the reigning champions from last season. Pastor Nada and Bruno Senna. Hopefully to do better for this one though, for this season for this, after Baker won the championship for this team last season though. So 8 teams already done so far, and now the 9th team are Williams though to try to do better for this one though. The reigning champions doing well so far after last season though. How will Maldonado will do better without Baker for this season though? Because Senna is now replacing Baker though, because unfortunately he has retired from this sport unfortunately after the end of the 2011 season though. So hopefully we'll have a good farewell for that though. Mono entry turn 31 now though. Wow, good 6 out there from Pasta though. Through turn 41 now. Hopefully this good start will be very good for him. Wonderful Icon come through now and go on 41.5. That's good up from him. What about Senna? Just a 41.84. So that is not quick enough though to try and get this lap time in. So hopefully this will be very bad to see how this one goes for that. So, the time to beat to get out of Q1 is a 41.909. There's just 3 teams left to do it. Next up are the new team Caterham F1, with Heikki Kovalainen had a win last season with the Lotus team, and Vitaly Petrov to join with his teammate with him. So, Petrov and Kovalainen had a good one last few seasons ago though, so let's see how they do better for this. Petrov had a good lot of podiums he had last season though, and not just many though. Kovalainen had a win in Silverstone last season though. So for Kovalainen and for Vitaly Petrov at this team at Caterham will do very bad to see how the two will be very good for this one together. So let's see how they will do very better though. So through turn 30 right now. So hopefully this track will be very good for those two drivers at Caterham for this season though. As cover line across the line is only 41.387 and Petrol got 41.467. They got out of Q1 and Coverline's gone faster than Hamilton. So Coverline's got pole position. Wow. Execute there for Coverline though to get snatch that pole position though. So good one for that. Hope he can make that better than the next qualifier if he keeps this up. So I think both of the Caterham are into Q2 for the first time this season. This is very good for this one though. So Caroline's gone pole ahead of Petrol double. Unfortunately, Bruno said I'm sorry for out of the session though. Who will be joining them at the end of the season though? Prix hasn't said out to a door, so he will not make it into the second qualifying session, unfortunately though. So hopefully, who will be the first ever out for this season then, guys? Now Kobayashi is in the drop. Is in the dangerous zone. The time to beat is a 41.820 for that to get into Q2. So next up are Pedro Alonso, the Trade 10 World Champion, and Carlos Sagan, who is hopefully to get this season back on target for him after a win last season in Europe. So hopefully this will be very good for the Trade 10 champion of Sauber. Let's see what will Pedro Alonso do. The Trade 10 season champion though, Brian Carter and the cucumber guy. Very hopefully these two will be very better for this one though. So how would any champion Dolorosa from Trade 10 do better for this one though in 2012? And hopefully this will be his last season for this one though. And hopefully this will be very better to see him going back for this one though. So they come right now. Crossing the line right now. And Dolorosa crossed the line right now. And he's got us a 41.486. And what about Carl Decayan? 41.398. That was so close there. And a beaten Kobayashi's like the 3 to Q2. Good one for that though. And unfortunately I think Schumacher's going to be out away too. So unfortunately that's disappointing day for Mercedes though. They're going to be both out for the season already. So, the final team to try to get into Q2 are Marussia, the new team to join the sport in Formula 1 though in 2012. We have Timo Glock though. Had a good one after last season though, he had the good races though. And we got the new rookie driver, Charles Pick. So, let's see how Pick can do for his first race for this Roblox series of this F1 season though, as he goes through to his first lap time. Here it is. It's a 3-part qualifier season though, and hopefully, how does that? The time you need to get into Q2 is a 41.699. That's was set by Nick Rosberg though, so it's Glock is going to make it through, and also if they have a chance to get par, they might have knocked out someone else too. Let's see how will Glock and Pitt make it through. Glock doing well so far to get this one for his first race for the Marussia team. Hopefully, this one will be there after 13 had 2 seasons with. Here comes Glock coming across the line right now, and he doesn't make it into Q2. So Glock, unfortunately, he's knocked down, unfortunately, though. What about Pick? Can he go through? He does, on a 41.460, and that is the end of Q1. Oh, Glock's failed to get into second qualifier, though, but Pick has made it, though. So well done to that, though. Well done. We'll take a look who's been knocked out in Q1. Wow, an extraordinary lap time of Charles Pick there. He goes to P5 there at the end of the first qualifying session though. So well done to Caterham, HRT and Marussia to get into Q2 for the first time this season though. And unfortunately the driver have been knocked down in Q1 are Nick Rosberg, Michael Schumacher, Timo Glock, Kamui Kobayashi, Bruno Senna, Soren Kern and Sergio Perez, who failed to get a lap time indeed. And unfortunately both Saubers and both Mercedes, unfortunately, both knocked out in the first qualifier though. Alonso managed to sneakily through there for Ferrari though. So did both Red Bulls though. So unfortunately, the first guys are Rosberg, Glock, Schumacher, Kobayashi, Senna, Fern, and Perez. So there are the first cars to be out of this season and on top of the garage then. So these are the first cars to be knocked out from this season for unfortunately though. So Fern's out, Senna's out, Timo Glock out of this season unfortunately though for Marussia though. So in 19th place though. So hopefully this will be better for this one after that one though. So yeah. So let's get to qualify 2 then guys. And let's see how this one goes better than qualifying 1. Okay, now it's time for Q2 now. So Red Bulls are next or first up again. So Vettel and Webber up for their second qualifying second lap time though. So this is the second qualifying seconds though. So let's see how will they do after Q1. So it's Q2 right now because we're in the second qualifying session though for this one here in Australia though. So let's see how both Vettel and Webber will do for this one here in this team for this season though. After a couple of wins, like they have 3 wins last season though. Vettel has won 2. Webber has won 1, so Vettel good, better than his teammate though. So let's see he could do that again for the 2020 season though. So yeah, through the going to turn 40 right now so far. So let's see where the laptop would go through the person for this after Q1 though. Vettel a 41.595, Webber 41.479. So that was a bit better after qualifying 1 they had. So that's very good for that. Vettel might be a danger for this one, but he's fine for that. So, there is just a bundle. I think Hamilton, maybe not somewhere right now, and hopefully he's right there. So, Button's the only one where his Hamilton is at this point. Oh, he's just gone off at turn 7. So, hopefully Button navigates about this one though. We have a yellow flag out, but Hamilton is stuck in the barriers there. So, unfortunately, he's going to be out to Q2. So, we have a yellow flag though, so Jensen is the only McLaren now. He's going to try to get into Q3, or hopefully he does. So let's see what he can do for this lap time though, and hopefully he'll do very better for that though, and hopefully this says we'll go better for that. As we can see, all the races are very hard for this track though, here in Australia though, as we can see. Butter coming out across the line right now, it's a 41.582, so that was a very good lap though, and very good to see how all the drivers going along way for this one though. And we have a red flag. We have a red flag as the Jordan with Slow and Hamilton has stopped there. So red flag is out. So that's what not happened there. So it's red flag unfortunately though. We don't know what Jensen's lap time is, guy, but we're just gonna take a pause for a second. It's only just the first race though, but hopefully he will play for that for the next race in Malaysia though, so hopefully this will be for that. So Hamilton will have to start back in 17th, I think he will start the race in, because hopefully he will do more than that though. It looks like he's fallen off the track unfortunately though, so that is a disappointing day for Hamilton though. So unfortunately that is no lap time for him unfortunately though, and hopefully he will be back later for the race tomorrow. So hopefully he's not very happy for that though, so hopefully we get the race. Alright, we get back to set again though, because Hamilton's been knocked out unfortunately though. So let's get the next team out already again, guys. Button's lap time has gone up to P2. There's just both between he split the 2 Red Bulls there, so there's still more to come though. So that's a disappointing day for Hamilton though in Australia after that qualifying session though. Not a good day for that though. So let's see how the both Ferrari will do better for this one though. Alonso and Massa will get this place back on the radar. Oh, Massa, I thought we were going to lose it there. I thought he's gone off the fire corridor, but he's kept this car going though. So Alonso and Massa safely through into Q2 though. So good one for both Ferraris though. So let's see what they can do for this second part of qualifying though. Remember, they need to do really better for this season though. Would be very better for these 2 drivers though. Ferrari and Massa doing well for that. Both had a lot of races that had won last season though. So Alonso not that better in qualifying though, and Massa though. They were in the 600 for that first qualifying session of the season though. Let's see what they could do in the second one though. Let's see what Alonso could do for this one though. Cross the line right now, and he doesn't go improvement though so far, but Massa goes on 41.477. So Alonso has finally lost some time there through the second set, I think he did, but unfortunately that's not good for that. He's at 42.214. That's gonna be a terrible danger for Alonso though. He might be knocked down unfortunately. So, off they go again. Round the 5 corner they come through now. Off goes Kimi, off goes Raman. So, both of them on their lap right now here in Australia though. Let's see this onboard action though with these 2 doing very better to see these 2 returning again. So, into turn 6 they come through now. All bit sliced to there from Whiteland though. Groza, that's a good person for the line there, for the racing line then. So, hopefully, this will be very bad though. Look how close it's getting to Kimi though, as they go through turn 10. Through this okay to go through right now. Hopefully, Kimi will not better than his teammate though around his foot there after he's got quite ahead of him though. Through the guy into turn 4 now. The penultimate cord coming up right now. Into the 5 cord to come through right now. Let's see where it goes. Very good there. What about goes on? A 41.772. So they're into 700. So I don't think that's not be enough for Lotus to try to get these cars back into the second session though, but unfortunately I might not get into the fire suit I think they will do, or maybe not. So, Force Injury next up though, so let's see what they can do in this second qualifying set though. Paul Dresser and Nico Hulkenberg for the German and the Scottish driver on their lap right now. We're going to see what Hulkenberg could do for this second qualifying set of the season though, so let's see what he can do for this one though. Dresser goes through, turns into turn 9, he goes through right now. That's very quickly there, he goes through there. Into this left-hander, goes through to the Cicadas at turn 11, 12 though. Dresser needs to be big to see if he can get into the top 10 for this one, for this first qualifier for this one though. So hopefully this will be very good for Q2 though. Round turn 4 into 15. Hulkenberg will do the same too, but here he goes Dresser though, a 41.724. Same as the both Lotuses. What about Hulkenberg? Goes on the 41.705. So Forsythia are also in danger at the moment though, if they keep this car in the top 10, and hopefully they go through for this. Hopefully they'll be faster than Lotus, I think they will. Okay, so Dan Ricciardo and Pastor Maldonado. So only just one Toro Rosso and one William make it into the second session though. Bruno Senna and Sorry Fernando were knocked out in Q1 though, so they had to do places at the back of the field though. So the both Mercedes and both Sauber need to really better to get through the pack for tomorrow's Grand Prix though. So Ricciardo goes through easily though. What about Pastor? Doing well so far to keep this car moving though. Here in Australia though. Hopefully this track will be very better for those ones in one. So yeah. Doing well to see Ricciardo in his home Grand Prix for the first race of the season though. Hopefully this one will be very better for this for Daniel. Round the 5, Corey comes through right now. Let's see what the lap time he comes round to cross the line right now. Let's see. It's a 41.44. That's a good lap for him to get him through. What about Maldonado? Oh, he just won 41.789. So Maldonado, I think he will not be making it through if the other slow cars will be going faster than him. So the time to beat is a 41.772. Caroline and Vittorio Pello need to beat that lap time to get into the suit time for Q3. But can they do it? So, two of these Caterham drivers for this season though, we'll be hopefully to see how this one will be better for this. Into turn 10 to come through now. Turn 11 to go into that corner 6th though. 6th lead though. Yeah. Yeah, 6th lead up for that one. So let's see where they will go after this lap is finished for them. Caroline crossed the line 41.417 and Petrov got 41.354. So they're beating both Grozen and Wycanders. Unfortunately, both of the Lotuses, unfortunately, they're going to be knocked down unfortunately from Q2. So both Lotuses are out of the set already. So who they will be joined up after this session is finished. So both Lotuses are out of the set unfortunately. So Petrov's gone faster now. Heikki Kovalainen goes third, Massa's fourth, and both of the four seats are having trouble with Wycanders and Grozen knocked down with Maldonado and Hamilton. Who will they be joined up though? Well, hopefully we'll see find out. Now, Dresser is the one to beat down at 41.724 for this one, though. Let's see what Dolores and Carter can do. The women, they need to beat that lap time to get into the shootout, though. Dolores is through, so this Carter is through too. So they're off there for the lap for qualifying 2, though. Can both HRT will get into fire shootout for the first time? Because KJ has done it for the first time for this season, though. Well done to that. So hopefully, that's a terrible last season, though. But hopefully, we've truly gone off. This is going to be a very good season, though, for Caterham, though. So HRT, now it's Spain Racing from the early 10s. And now became this team for 2020, though. Let's see what HRT will do better for this one, though, in their last season Formula 1, though. So they need to be at 41.724 to get into the top 10. Let's see what Dolo could go through. He does go through on a 41.511. Robert Carter can. 41.490, so he gets through, and that's both of the four seats are out of 42 though. So both HRT are through for the first time for this qualifier indeed. Well done for that for HRT, well done. But what about Mauritia? Could they get one car into the, because one car out had been knocked out. So what about the other one? Can he make it through for the first time for Mauritia to get into the top 10? So I did miss the calculation there. Alonso's actually 15 now. Montanari is in 14. He doesn't make it through. Gross will work at 12. Dress 11. But Hogwarts is safely through. And let's Pick and beat him. Let's see what Pick can do. Now, Pick. He needs to try to get 41.704 to make it into the final shootout then. So let's see whether he can do it or not. Off he goes then. So, Pick the last driver to do this lap for qualifying 2 then. So let's see how well we will do for this second qualifying for him so far. He's through to Q2 though. His teammate has been knocked out in Q1 unfortunately though. Team unfortunately had to start the race from 19th though. And hopefully what he could do for the back of the field. Alonso is going to be it's obviously knocked out from this header unfortunately and he had to do place from 16th place I think he would do. So Pick for this he goes through now. He needs to try to do better to try to get this lap time available for this. Into turn 30. Oh, he just made a mistake there. Is that going to cost it to get that top 10 place then? Let's take a look. Quarter line now, and he does make it. Wow. Morris are in through to the final qualifiers for the first time. Well done. Unfortunately, Huckabee does not make it through, unfortunately. He does. Unfortunately, he's been knocked out, unfortunately. Alonso's been knocked out. Both of the Lotus are out of the race, are out of the centre so far, so not good for that. For the second qualifier for Ferrari and the Lotus, though, they have one car out for Ferrari and 2 of the Ferraris, 2 of the Lotus actually, sorry about that guys, out of 14 then guys, and 2 of the both Force Indias. So Charles Pick has made it through to the Q3 for the first time in his career in a rookie car, is into the top 10. Well done for Pick. So the driver going into the final shootout are Vitaly Petrov, Mark Webber, Heikki Kovalainen, Felipe Massa, Daniel Ricciardo, Noah Carter-Kayan, Pedro Dolorosa, Charles Pick, Jason Butler, and Vettel safely through into the final shootout. Well done to Vettel and Webber to get through for Red Bull then. Unfortunately, out of this set, we have lost Nico Hülkenberg, Paul di Resta, both of the Lotuses, Patamano, Fernando Alonso, and unfortunately Lewis Hamilton, who crashed out during second qualifying session, unfortunately, they put out the red flag, unfortunately, and he's also been knocked out in Q2. So, 2 Red Bulls, 2 K-Trims, 2 HRTs, 1 Mercer, 1 McLaren, 1 Ferrari, and 1 Scuderia Toro. So, through to the 5 qualifiers and a double. Which one of these will take pole position for the first race of the season? Yes, it's time for qualifying 3. So, the 10 drivers make it into the 5 qualifiers, and it's time for the Red Bulls to make its progress for this. These last 10 drivers, though, would you pray for to see who will get that pole position for this one for the race tomorrow? So, Vettel and Webber, the first 2. The both Red Bulls well done to get them to get into the top 10 for the first time, though. Hopefully, they'd be nearly locked out in Q1 and Q2, though. But the Fritter final shootout, though, let's see what that lap time will do better for this. Round they're going to turn on right now, so looking more positive for this racetrack, though, for both Red Bulls, though. As for this final shootout, though, in this first race of the season of Trade 12 in Roblox would be very bad for this. So Vettel and Webber though heading towards the vehicle right now. There's counters such as fell over them, but we'll put that back for the next first race when we've done this one. Vettel 41.439, Webber 41.431, so it's 8/10 quicker than Sebastian. So Webber's gone faster than Vettel though for this one. Well done for that. So Webber's on pole at the moment, but can someone beat him? So, the time for pole is a 41.431 set by Mark Webber though. Let's see what Jensen Button could do. As just clock is coming out on track right now. Well, where's Massa though? There he is beginning that one now. So we clock out on track unfortunately though. He's knocked down unfortunately though. Button is looking good to see how this performance do better for this for McLaren though. As his Nick goes past for this. Hopefully how this one for this 5 qualifiers of the first race of the season here in Australia though would do better for the British driver though. So what would Bog could do for this one though here in Australia though? Well, Master is hopefully very quicker so let's see if Bog could do better to beat the Red Bulls then. Let's see if he can beat Webber for this one though. Across the line he doesn't beat Webber's pole time, so that's a 41.631 for that. What about Master? Across the line right now and he goes on just 41.478. So none of these 2 drivers, but Master did not improve to get that pole position, so it's still Webber on pole at the moment. Well, the pole is still 41.431 to beat. Next up are Ricciardo and Heikki Kovalainen though for the go. So hopefully this will be very bad for these two drivers though. See how they're very close together though for that pit lane they have. So hopefully what their laptop will do for this one. So let's see. So through they go into turn 6. Oh, Ricardo made a good hit of the barriers though. So hopefully that will help him though. Caroline not that far back though. Hopefully this performance pace will be very good for these two drivers though. They go through turn 11 12. Look like this performance is going much better. It's too close to call for this to stop these two stopwatches as the one time ago. So yeah, through they go to turn 41 now. Oh, it's going to be very close there. Here they go to cross the line to finish their lap right now. What's my cover? Oh, my goodness me. We don't recall his lap time, but Heike, I don't know what his lap time it is. So he had to go again, unfortunately, guys. So Caroline has a lap time just yet then, but he had to go again, unfortunately, though. So yeah. Off he goes then. So now what would the catering team will do better for this car though? He goes into turn 3. So just by the car at the moment, he just saw his lap complete though, but it doesn't go improve and then Webber's pole time though. So let's see what he could do. He just used the outside lane though, try to get a lot of boost there. Hopefully trying to get that pole time because he was fastest in Q1. His teammate Petro was faster in Q2 though, but it's Cater is going to be the one to take that pole position for the first race of the season, though. We'll find out. He heads towards turn 41 now. Through the fire car, he comes through now. Caroline cross the line right now, and it's 41.536. That's not a good lap, that is, to go on pole position. He's still not quite fast enough to Webber's time. So Caroline doesn't improve at all to get that pole, so he will stay behind Ricardo at the moment. So neither of them didn't get that pole time for this. So next up is Petro and Petro also though. So the battling it out though. So off they go for the lap time though. And Dolores' lap time just gone too early there. So hopefully his lap time will still count when he crosses the line right now. So off they go through into turn 3 and 4. So Petro has got the line very good for this one though. Dolores is fighting about like Ricardo and Caroline there. I think that might be the incident for McLaren though. So I think McLaren under investigation with their pit lane pit lane opened though when it was happening. So I think that might be under investigation by the steward for McLaren though with their pit lane stopped everybody a day. But hopefully they will look into that though. So figure Dolores Petro and Petro goes on a 41.698. Dolores at 41.564. So Dolores is faster than Fatali then, so that's good luck then, so good luck for that. But unfortunately, they don't get a publicity, unfortunately, though. So McLaren on the investigation, though, to that button entry, though. So if McLaren might not be fine for that, though, means they would, well, Brother will drop 5 places for the race tomorrow. So if that was under investigation, though, they might be penalised for that, though. And hopefully, that will not hopefully change the race after all for this. Not good for that. Oh, that is not good news for Bond, though. He has a 5-place grid penalty for the race tomorrow for a unspeculative religion about that pit lane incident there. That pit lane was open there, so that is disappointing day for that for McLaren. So the way to qualify was drop 5 places for the race start. So Carter and Charles Pitt are the final 2 cars to do this lap here with this final qualifier of this Australian Grand Prix then. So it's time for this suit to see who will get that pole position. Would it be Red Bull's day or would it be someone else's day? Let's take a look. Carter and Pick are the only ones now. Well, Cater was dominating the first 2 qualifiers until they messed up by the end by McLaren though. So hopefully that will not messed up for this one for the next race in Malaysia though. So yeah. So hopefully that will not mess of it, but Webber might be getting on pole. Is Carter or Pick can stop Webber for this? The time for pole is 41.431. Here comes Carter and round the 5 car he comes through now. Is this for pole? No, it doesn't. What about Pick? He does. 41.415. Charles Pick has got ahead of Mark Webber, and Pick has got pole position for the Australian Grand Prix. Wow. Actually goodbye to Charles Pick from Melissa take their first pole position, and the new rookie has got the pole. Charles Pick is on pole for the first race in Australia though. Well done to Melissa, back again on top. So Charles Pierce took the first publicity of the 2012 season of Roblox. While Webber was like second place. Vettel, good third for Webber though. Massive fourth, head of Coverline fifth. Pedro Lowe's a excellent sixth for HRT to get back on track after the traded performance he has so far. Ricardo seventh play, head of Carter KM. Petrov ninth. Hulkenberg was on the 10th because Button dropped down to 11th after these 5 place grid penalty for not closing turn off the pit lane for McLaren though. So he was starting led behind Duest got Trove. Both for the Lotus in Watkins and Groves, 13th and 14th at the end. Marno starts 15th tomorrow, head of Alonso in 16th. Hamilton on E17 will be starting the race then, head of Glock, head of Rosberg. There'll be Timo Guys and Michael Schumacher. Kobayashi knocked out in Q1, head of Senna. There'll be Sorry Fair and unfortunately Perez will start at the back of the field in last place. So, looking forward for the race tomorrow then, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for this qualifying session for Australian guys. Hope that's a very good session for this one though. We'll set up for this for the race tomorrow then, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this first qualifying session of the 2020 season then, guys. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new for this, guys. And we will see you for the race tomorrow to see who will come out for the first race of the season to win this race. We'll see you for the race tomorrow, guys. Bye!